Here we are at Target HQ and we've got Glen Durrant. Well, Glen, the news is out, signing for Target. How does that feel?
Do you know, I feel a little bit emotional. It's been a great morning so far. I've walked into this room and it's sort of dedicated to the signing today, and it's I think it's kicking in now that I've actually joined Target, and yeah, it's pretty special.
So, was it a tough decision to sign for Target, or was it something that you really wanted to do?
I made a clear decision when I went from BDO to try and banish the whole BDO thing and create this new sort of persona for me as a PDC player, and that included sort of now working full time and the shirt, you know, the red and white, that was synonymous with me. And no, it wasn't a difficult decision in the end. You know, to be part of brand Target and team Target is it's pretty awesome, really. And you know, if I'm going to challenge the top 32, the top 16, I'm still looking for another 5% in my game, and I've worked hard with the design of the darts, and you know, so a lot of it's going to be down to me now. Practice is going really well with them. I could really do with some match conditions now to see exactly, but feels great. The decision feels right. The shirt feels good. The darts feel good. So I'm absolutely excited for the future.
Is there much change to the dart? And I'm guessing Copenhagen will be the first time the general public gets to see you throw them.
No, it's not an awful lot, but the grip, the quality, you know, the tungsten, the points are really different. The colour scheme, and we may be just adjusting the flight to sort of incorporate the colour of the shirt as well. So, but it's about my 5th attempt at getting the dart right. It wasn't. They wanted feedback from me, and I'm a kind of person really who will just accept what they would have sent me. So it was nice to have some input. They were very grippy at the beginning, but they've put like a real polish on the dart now, and of course when you play for a week, fortnight, a month, you know, the grip's coming down even more from there, and the prototypes I've been using for a month are spot on now. So my brand new darts, I had all of them yesterday for the first time, and you know, this launch day is here today, which you know is great, but it's head down now for the next 10 days for Copenhagen, and then Copenhagen Pro Tours, and you know, by then I'd like to think the darts are settled in, and we move on from there.
Obviously, you've known about your coming to Target for a while. It's been hard to keep that in as well and not tell people and jump from the roofs that you're signing for one of the biggest manufacturers in the industry.
No, not really. You know, it's not a lot of people's business, and people have emailed me and messaged me, certainly since the guess who's going to be the player, you know, this major signing, etc. So it hasn't been too difficult. You know, the close friends, my management team, and that knew, and you know, it hasn't been too difficult really. I honoured my contract in a dignified way, shook hands on that deal, and I just, you know, the future's bright now, and I've now got the tools now to see if I can get in that top 64, 32, and ultimately my target is that top 16 of the PDC.
When you set off on your darting journey, did you ever dream that you'd be sat here at such a manufacturer, and the branding, we've got Dazza, Glen Durrant everywhere? Was that ever?
No, definitely not. You know, I come from a real hotbed of darts in the northeast, and it's only when you start winning them, you know, the Chris Dobies, the Ryan Joyce, the Adam Hunts who are on the PDC circuit, but there's so many players in the northeast, and when you start winning them titles, and you've got to remember, I was mid-40s before I started making my name really in the BDO. And at 47, 48, you know, you're suddenly 2-3 times BDO world champion. You're thinking that is it. That's you've climbed your mountain. That's my success. That's what I'm going to be remembered by. But out of the blue, I got the opportunity to go to Q School, and from Q School onto that Premier League night to winning Pro Tours, and then when Target come knocking, it's just unbelievable. I'm pinching myself, I really am, and emotional might be a little bit of a big word, but you know, just looking around here now, it's incredible.
I'm going to rewind you to January when you went to Q School. You've said it many occasions that you were the most pressured person in that environment because of what you'd achieved and the target you had on your back.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that hadn't have gone wrong where you'd be now? Would you have gone back to the BDO and tried to carry, or would you have maybe just walked away from the sport?
I wouldn't have walked away from the sport. I probably don't think I really understood that, the opportunity to go to Challenge Tour, because if that was the case, I may have done that last year as well. And I think that's what Jim Williams has got a little bit wrong this year. I don't think he realises he can play a Challenge Tour and still go to Lakeside this year. It's a frightening thought now, because I'm absolutely on a high right now. You know, finishing work and, you know, just being able to relax now, not worry if a flight's delayed. I had some awful moments in the BDO. You know, I've landed at 8 o'clock in the morning and been at work for 9, you know, because of delayed flights or reaching a final where I've missed my flights, etc. You know, I don't have them worries now. So I'm in a magnificent place, but who knows, if Matty Dennant to hit that double 16, I'd probably still at work now and preparing myself for Chelsea in the BDO next week. So that's why I appreciate everything that is coming my way.
You're already a PDC winner. Second title only a few weeks ago. Did the second title mean a little bit more than the first one because of who you beat en route to winning that title in Michael van Gerwen?
No, the first one blew me away. The first one, and it really helped me cement my place in the PDC. It really helped sort of say to people that Glen's now a PDC player, and I got an awful lot of respect from people. Instead of the eyes on me, it was like a shake of a hand or a morning, Glen. I felt part of the PDC team quite quickly after that first win, and I went home and I was absolutely over the moon to win that first Pro Tour. I'm in good form right now. I'm in a good place. I'm happy. I've got a great team around me. So the second one wasn't so much of a big surprise, apart from the fact that this time I'm beating Michael Smith, Adrian Lewis, and Michael van Gerwen and Darius on the way. But I know I can beat these guys. So definitely the first one was the best. It was pretty special moment and high on the agenda of the best things that's ever happened to me in darts.
What did Michael say to you at the end of that game? Because you had an embrace and he seemed to be smiling and had a quick chat with you. What did he say to you?
Well, what you've got to remember is 5 minutes before I'd asked for his shirt, and I was kicking myself for that, because that's the kind of thing in the BDO people would say to me. So I was kicking myself that I'd showed some weakness. He was very complimentary, but the next day he he just looked through me. So I admire what he is. He's the best player in the PDC and what I've seen, that's for sure. You know, he sees me as a threat now. He sees me as someone who's new, and you know, no doubt next time he wants to play me, he'll want to rip my head off, because that's the type of guy he is. I'm a huge fan of his. He's a brilliant player, but no, we didn't suddenly become good friends after that win. He was very complimentary, shook my hand, but we didn't really shake hands again after that.
You touched on some of the names you beat on that run. When you won your 3 Lakeside titles, there was always, yes, Glen's a good player, but he's never beaten X, Y and Z. Is that one ticked off now that you're proving to the darting world that you can beat these calibre of players? It
was proved to me, more importantly, because when I come over to the PDC, I didn't, you know, where's my game? I knew I didn't average 100 every week in the BDO, but when you've got the professionalism in the PDC, every dartboard's the same, fantastic markers. There's no wonder there's 110, 115 averages week in, week out there, because the conditions are amazing. So when the conditions are good, I'm usually good, because I'm the type of player, if someone put me off, I can lose a game. I remember a World Darts Trophy where I was 4-0 up against Wesley Harms, and there was just this noise in the audience. Didn't bother Wesley Harms one bit. So because it's so professional, because it's so quiet, and when it's the Euro Tours, it's far from quiet, but it's consistent noise, etc. Then I'm good. So it was more of a recognition to me that I can beat these guys under them conditions. And when I'm playing well, I think I can beat anybody in the PDC. But I'd also say that apart from Michael, I think the number 128 can beat the second seed. That's how good the quality is in the PDC. Every game is a final.
We spoke at the beginning of the year, and we all know that the match play going to the Winter Gardens was the biggest thing you wanted. What was that like the moment you realised that you were going there for the first time?
Mac had said the week before I had a game, it might be the Ryan Searle game, or even at the Pro Tour against Jeffrey Desfan. He said, if you win this game, we're pretty much in all the TV tournaments now. And that was a motivation to me. That was not like putting pressure on me, because I put my own pressure on myself. So suddenly when I lose to Jeffrey, and then I've got a great opportunity against Ryan Searle, who finishes every finish like he's probably never finished before, the doubts creep in. But the beauty of the PDC is, in the BDO, when I lost the World Masters final, I had to stew on that moment for about 10 weeks. The thing with the PDC, 5 days later I'm at a Pro Tour event and I'm winning £10,000, which puts me in the match play and pretty much cements everything else. Ali Pali's already done, the Grand Prix, the Players' Championship, Euro Championships, I'm in a good position now. So it was a good moment for me, and a real opportunity now that I can just relax and play darts.
Out of all the non-seeded players going to the match play, you're going to be the one that none of those seeded players want to draw the form you're in right now. That must make you feel good as well.
There's some good players. I think Jeffrey is pretty special. Ricky Evans, if I was a seed, I wouldn't want to draw. Ritelski, there's some excellent non-seeds there, and I guess I'm in the mix. I don't sweat an awful lot, and people say how hot it is on that stage. So I'm hoping that's the kind of stage that's going to suit me. And I'm glad I acclimatised to it last year. You know, the fact I was at Blackpool gives me that I've been in the venue. And I watched Mensa win his game there, and it meant an awful lot. And I only watched the one game because I'm not a great supporter in that way, because I want to be on that stage there. So yeah, super excited for that. And you know, I feel like I know how I'm going to play already. When I used to play county darts, I used to say I'm going to be on 8th, and 9 times out of 10 I'd get it right. So in my mind, which I will keep to myself, in my mind I already think I know who I'm playing at the match play. Yeah, can't wait. And I'll be working really hard between now and then to make sure my game's right at the top.
You're now seeded in Pro Tours, you're seeded in Euro Tours, you touched on it there, you're going to be in pretty much every TV tournament. The top 32 in the world now isn't that far away, with the money you've got coming in, being in those events, and likelihood is you're not going to lose first round in a lot of them. How far can Glen Durrant go this year?
Yeah, I'm looking at 64 first. What I didn't realise is such a big gap. I think the top 32 is like 130, 140,000. So I think it's still 18 months before. I'm not great with the rankings, but I'm still looking at it's going to still take another at least a year, 18 months before I can truly reflect on where I'm going to be sat. But I have ambitions. You know, when you're part of Target now, it's, you know, there's a responsibility there, because this is the biggest brand in darts, and they're not going to sign people to be lounging around the 60 mark. You know, I have ambitions to get to the top 32, and you know, I want to be in the top 16, and you know, I've got a plan. I've got a 7-year plan. That's exactly how long I want to be in darts, and I want to be right at the top there. And if I can make it to the top 16, then great. Then you're looking at the top 8, and that's the beauty of darts. You know, always, and when you're starting right at the bottom, you know, I'm always setting myself indicators, targets all the time, and you know, the next 18 months are going to be really good, because everything I get, I'm not defending anything. So everything I'm winning and people are losing money, I've got the opportunity to go up there. So not totally focused on that. But in answer to your question, I'd love to be in the top 16.
Obviously, Ali Pali, the world's isn't too far away in terms of darting now. We all know that you're so proud of those 3 stars on your shirt. Do you believe that you can add a 4th to it now you're in the PDC?
I honestly, and I always give honest answers, I haven't thought of that really. The targets I'm setting right now is I want to be at the match play, you know, and I can't wait for that to happen. Then I'll focus on the Grand Prix. Then I'll focus on the Players' Championship. If I'm sat here and I said to you that, yeah, I'm going to go to Ali Pali and win that, it's not my style either. I'm not someone who'll go and shout. I never said I would win 3 Lakesides. I never said, whenever I got interviewed prior to a Lakeside, that I was going to go and win this, and I was a heavy favourite. All I'd say to you is someone's going to have to play really well to beat me, because I'll be bang on preparation-wise for every TV tournament I play in. I won't go in there without having heavy practice and mentally getting myself focused for that tournament.
Another question off the back of our interview in Germany, when you told everyone that you'd emailed the BDO just for clarification. A lot of people have asked me to ask you next time we spoke. Have you had an email back from Des?
No, and I'm not saying anything. I felt it come across a little bit with some of the messages. I would never say a bad word about the BDO. They helped me achieve all my dreams and more. Never say a bad word. I like Des. He's got a tough task there because the BDO need a spark, they need a lift. But no, I didn't get a reply, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to try and qualify through the PDC anyway. I'm in the Grand Slam as it stands today, and I want to win another Pro Tour or a European event before that ends to put myself in an even better position. So that's gone. The Grand Slam is an amazing tournament, but I want to go there now as a PDC player, and that's where my focus is.
Glenn, it's an absolute pleasure to sit down with you here at Team Target. Thank you very much, and all the very best in Copenhagen. And looking on to the match, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.